Good morning, everybody. It's Marie here. Had some morning thoughts, and so I thought I'd jump on and do a quick record before I forget what's going through my mind, because sometimes my mind just operates that way. Um, the youth, the life, everything is AI, which I get it, the instant gratification, even when you're on, um, I've noticed like the internet, even YouTube, there's a lot more AI going on. Facebook, AI. Um, then it got me thinking, how artificial everything is and becoming, and how that's so easily to cause a major distraction in looking for what you're looking for within life. Um, it's so, how should I put it? It's very discouraging, kind of, um, to think, that we've become that way. Um, the younger generation, that's what they're going to grow up on. They're not going to know the true compassion. They're not going to know all that because it's all going to be AI. This is just my thoughts here on that. And that's kind of, disheartening to see that happening in a way. Um, my kitty's right here. She's my oldest son off the subject, called her Storm. But anyways, so I was thinking, what I'm going to be doing for myself, and I was going to kind of share that, and um, is I'm going to probably spend a lot less more time and lead by example within my home, by not being on the internet as much. I mean, I'm gonna probably do my little videos when I have thoughts to share, um, because I want to be able to lead for an example. Um, and I was talking to my oldest son the other day, in regards to making sure he watches, who he's around, and that's, people can mask themselves so well, and they can even mask themselves behind the screen and present themselves as, whatever, or even do that little AI thing. Um, question them. If you get a gut feeling saying, I don't know, this might not be right, question it. The truth and people with good intentions don't mind being questioned. It's those that kind of have something hiding in the background that they're not going to like you poking around. Question. That's even, for those who are biblical, that's even biblical. Question the spirits. Test those waters. Um, and, and the society that we have now, it's very important that we safeguard ourselves and our family, not for the physical, but for the spiritual. Um, no matter what, Hindu, Buddhism, they all, even Christianity, it's in, be compassionate to those, but also don't invite it into your home. You know, don't go out with your nose stuck up in the air, because nobody's better than anybody else. We're all in this, we're all, human beings. They all practice that, to be mindful of your surroundings, be mindful of the energy that people are doing. Um, Watching, you can always tell how people act and how they behave. Um, Watch. You can always tell. Once it's like, they say one thing, but they're doing this. And, eventually it all comes out in the wash. So, especially with the way things are going now and in the world and in life, and with everything being AI and going into AI more, And that disconnection from, that, um, just, like I said earlier in this, I'm going to spend less time, lead my family by an example, by, hey, kitty, oh my goodness, she's gonna knock that over. Hey, kitty. she's on the, she's over there, and was climbing up then, and you guys would have heard a big boom. Hey there. But anyways, as I was saying, look at that. Hey there, Storm. We named her Storm. But like, I feel like I'm repeating myself because I think this is very important, that we don't judge. We don't set judgment on people. We love and we give compassion to people. But we also need to protect ourselves, to protect our own energy. Look within, if it doesn't feel right, don't, it's okay to, not reach that extra helping hand. Because sometimes they like to kind of, drag you down, so to speak, in the spiritual sense. Some people would call that spiritual vampires. And, see, you guys, look, she's doing it again. Get down. And, you silly kitty. Where's your toys at? So yeah, so just, so my word of encouragement today on, all that craziness is, you don't have to be friends with or invite them into your home, because I also personally believe when you do that, you're inviting their energy in. So, everybody might have their own different take on that, but that's just where I've gotten to in my walk. Now she just bit my finger. I hope this cat is a good mouser. I really do. So, yeah, and, and for those people that, think, well, that's, and it's even in, like, Proverbs 13:20, and that's in the Bible, it talks about, walking, with the wise, you become wise, walking with people who have bad intentions, you become that person with bad intentions. And, 1 Corinthians 15:33, do not be misled. So, even in the Bible, the Christian Bible, it talks about, being careful, and it's not going to be, not going to be to the point where, we need to just, disconnect ourselves completely from, from reality or whatever, our society. But we also need to safeguard ourselves, safeguard our own light, take care of ourselves within, and still do good. And just be very mindful, 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 mindful. Love your neighbors. And, that doesn't just mean the next door neighbor. That means you go to the grocery store, step out of line for somebody else to go in front of you. That's sending out positive energy. And I gotta get off this because this kitty cat's tearing me up. That's positive energy. You want to say hi? Hi, it's Storm. So, you're going through the drive-through somewhere. I don't do the drive-through anymore. I haven't had McDonald's in, I think, in 5 years now. And that's by my own choice. I've been doing a lot of changing with trying to watch, with my growth, my frequency, trying to raise that. And I always, I'd make note of, how I feel after I do something. Am I feeling drained? So, and I noticed I'd always felt drained after I had. And trust me, I really like McDonald's, especially their French fries. But anyways, so, yeah, be mindful. Maybe take a day and, like I said, I keep repeating it because to me, it's very important to spend less time on the internet. Turn that sucker off. Less time on the internet. Get outside and, go for a walk. start raising your vibration. Um, Maybe read, not on an iPad, but a real book. Um, so anyways, leaving you guys with that thought. I'm going to try to maybe figure out a day to where I can just sit down, like maybe write down my thoughts throughout the day and get them more organized. Because I just have thoughts that come through my head like that. And then get them more organized. And I'm sorry, I'm being attacked by the cat. Ow. Ow. There. You say hi? You say hi? Oh, anyways, and then maybe do a little bit longer video to where it would make more sense and stuff, and maybe write down, where I go to get my information after I have my thoughts. I look it up, and so I'm thinking about doing that to make it more organized. Bear with me, you guys, and this kitty cat is attacking me. Watch. I'll see. It doesn't help I keep moving my hand. All right. Well, I got to go. Blessings, you guys. Take care of yourself. Be good to others. And watch who you're around and watch what you watch. You know that old saying, you are what you eat, you are what you watch. Blessings. Bye.